Guess who's back? Back again. JD's back. Once again. Yo, back in the lab like the professor and Dev in the lab, nigga. Did y'all watch the professor growing up? Did you watch Dev in the lab? Did you watch Devontae Friga? Any of those guys? I was really big on like the basketball scene on YouTube that existed probably pre-COVID. Shout out Marcellus Howard, like one of my favorite YouTube hoopers. But without further ado, nigga, like I said, we're back in the lab with your boy I Love Oscar, and today we're coming to give you some groundbreaking news, nigga. Now check me out. Young Thug just dropped UI Scuddy, his new album where he is committing to going full blown white. I haven't given this album a listen in the way that I should. It's also very hard for me to get past the cover of this album, which is probably more than likely editor me put it behind me. So you can clearly see this nigga's white ass face behind me, right? And I think that this is actually supposed to be like meme culture. I think that Thug just really doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Here's the thing, right? Nothing wrong with doing a little white face, right? Everybody loves a little white face. Nigga, they did blackface to us for God knows how long, right? The issue with this is that like the things that are being perpetuated as a result. Young Thug says basically in an Instagram post to promote the project to if you want to go big, then go white. Now he also released another meme where he white faced all the features that are on the project. I don't really understand the point. And so that leads me into the first track called Ninja, in which I did actually listen to. And at the end, he's literally calling niggas the hard ER. We can actually read the Genius annotation and figure out why he said this bullshit. Taking a rather unorthodox approach to dissing his opponents, Young Thug chooses to ditch the conventional use of the N word and replaces it with the hard R, the original variant of the word ending in ER instead of A, in an attempt to come off as more assertive and threatening. The cover of UI Scuddy features Young Thug with his skin tone and eye color digitally edited to match the features of white people, including pale skin and blue eyes, a last minute change that's vastly different from the other cover arts for the album. His explanation for this was left on his Instagram the day of the album's release, writing, "If you want to be the biggest, go white." Like I said, the message Thug can be potentially the message Thug can potentially be sending with Ninja is how the system has always oppressed African Americans since the establishment of the United States, highlighting the priority and privilege that white Americans get in most forms of life, in this case referencing the music industry. Furthermore, Ninja is the Kickstarter to UI Scuddy, and the beginning of this song features a voice clip from a white prosecutor in the RICO case Thug was arrested for regarding him and his label YSL. The prosecutor portrays Thug as a vicious gang leader who's not to be trusted and urges the judge not to give him bond despite YSL operating as a music group. Now listen closely to this point. A day after the album's release, popular live streamer Aiden Ross called Thug through the FaceTime, asking him about the thought process behind the Ninja, to which Thug elaborated, "I was thinking, just like, I don't know, man, just all of my ops are hard ERs, you effing hard ERs. You gonna call your ops hard ERs. All your boys are multiple bitches. You call all your bitches nigga fucking hard ERs." There lies UI Scuddy, right? And I don't really understand what Thug's point is that he's trying to get across with this whole thing, but I don't think that whiteness is the way to go, especially considering um everything that has happened with the trial and really just in Thug's life in general. Like, I think that this would probably be the most important time just to lay low, be cool, and just make more music. And in fact, I think that UI Scuddy probably should have been released sooner, and also that when Thug got out of jail, he shouldn't have done any like type of press run or any interviews or nothing like that. He should have just got out, worked on the music, and dropped. And I think that would have been better monetarily for him as well, instead of all these shenanigans that are being used to inflate the numbers. And I say shenanigans referring to like the small little press run that he did with perspective with Bank, and I'm pretty sure I just seen another interview with Young Thug on YouTube not too long ago, probably as of today. So with that being said, I think bro should just be far more focused on the music. And like obviously niggas gonna look at this video and be like, bro, but he is focused on the music. He just dropped UI Scuddy. But this is obviously like, bruh, I don't have to listen to a lot of his projects to know it's not gonna be good just based off the first song. The nigga being like hard ER for absolutely no reason. At the end of the song is just like pointless. And then to like also co-op that with like a white face as the cover, and it's your face, and then you're white facing other black artists as well. It just starts to get into a big clusterfuck when you look at it in totality. And like I said, what Thug needs to do, I think, is literally just lay the fuck low. A lot of niggas have recovered their careers by simply not saying anything, right? And speaking of niggas trying to recover their careers, the baby, right? The baby with this music video about the girl who got stabbed on the Charlotte bus, right? I listened to that song. Bruh, the nigga not talking about shit. Like, bruh, 60% of the song, nigga, 80% of the song is not even dedicated to the events that go on the bus. And in this weak ass music video that he made, he somehow is the savior of the situation and would just make two people, a nigga who has schizophrenia. I'm pretty sure they said that the guy was a schizophrenic. A guy who has this schizophrenia and a normal person, you were just gonna stop all of that from happening. The baby of all people, the nigga who beat up Kim Cole Hart, like, bruh. I understand trying to change your image for the sake of like trying to get more money, but this ain't the motherfucking way. If you want to make a song and you want to dedicate it to somebody that has went through something tragic, I think there's a way to go about it. There's a way to make it tasteful and actually impactful. Like most of the shit that he's talking about in that song has nothing to fucking do with what actually happened, right? Or anything like even fucking adjacent to it. I feel like there are a lot of people in the industry that are trying to do this climb back type of thing, and it's only successful for a certain demographic of people. Chance is somebody who was able to do the climb back this year with his album Starline. And although I didn't necessarily uh appreciate Starline the way that other people appreciate it, I can still see that Chance is making an effort to become a better artist, to make better art, right? And I feel like Young Thug's time, possibly similar to the baby, has probably been long gone. I told you guys in the last video that the last time that Thug dropped the album that I like was So Much Fun. That was 2019. So it's been 6 years without an album from Thug that I really enjoy, and I really just hope that bro really gets back to the music. I know I came down hard on the nigga in the last video, but that's because a lot of shit that Cuz was doing was like retarded. Like it's really no way around it. Like it was very stupid thinking, very warped thinking about certain situations, and I still feel like those things should change. But at the end of the day, we're focused on the music, and the music's just not fucking good. There are other bigger fish to fry within the world. So we'll get off the Thug topic. Another topic that I wanted to discuss briefly was like the shit with like Charlie Kirk. And I don't even consider myself a very political channel. I don't want the bulk of my shit to be about like politics and shit like that. Because it gets messy, and I'm not a bread tuber. Like a nigga just wanting to get on his hoe to talk about shit that I find interesting. But at the same time, like also when you have a platform, you sort of do have an obligation to speak on things that directly affect you or your community. And so that's what I'm gonna do. Charlie Kirk, like sorry white people, I'm not even fucking sorry for real. Charlie Kirk deserved to die. Like the rhetoric that he was preaching um on any platform that he was given was hate. and he doesn't even believe in hate speech. First of all, I don't have no sympathy for a motherfucker who like exuberates hate. And this nigga is a right wing, you might as well say fucking right wing extremist with some of the beliefs that he was putting out. And bro, niggas like that do deserve to die. I don't feel no sympathy for these motherfucking white people that's crying and getting so emotional on social media about his death. Nobody gives a fuck. Charlie Kirk just he wasn't a good guy. He didn't have any belief systems that were positive. A lot of the shit that he did was just spew hatred onto other people. And he got what was fucking coming to him. Because this was the same shit that he was preaching about before he died. Like that we could afford a couple deaths. That the US could afford deaths to gun violence. So if y'all niggas expecting African Americans to have any sympathy for a nigga like Charlie Kirk, we don't. And that weak ass memorial that they put in my fucking state of Arkansas of this nigga, boy, I hope that bitch get burned to the ground. Niggas are not even aware of what they believe politically. They just put themselves in social media echo chambers where people can rehearse and echo the same sentiments that fucking Ronald Reagan or Donald Trump has been giving these niggas for the last 10 to 15 years. And with that being said, bro, it's just like this. This was gonna keep happening. And I'm gonna let y'all niggas know. Fascism is on the rise, my nigga. It's really already here. We living in it. But it's gonna continue to happen to these white motherfuckers who have right-wing extremist ideals because you motherfuckers are the scum of the earth and niggas don't respect you. If niggas tried to hit it Donald Trump twice, what the fuck make you think that any other political niggas out here is safe? And don't nobody give a fuck about Charlie Kirk. Not even the politicians that's out here creating memorials for this nigga. Y'all didn't care about this nigga before he died, for real. Everybody that's on the right is just used as a puppet to exercise the beliefs of Donald Trump. None of these niggas have their own fucking brains. You understand me? So with that being said, my nigga, I don't want to see none of this bullshit on my timeline about like, oh, like he has a mother and his, I mean, he has a wife and kid, nigga. Fuck his kid, nigga. Fuck his wife. Who gives a fuck? Saw a load of malarkey, and truthfully, nigga, if you stand with Charlie Kirk, if you think that niggas shouldn't be happy about him dying, nigga, fuck you. Because I don't have no sympathy for niggas that spew hatred. If the nigga actually put out some real good into this world, then maybe we could have a different conversation. But this nigga wasn't good. And none of these politicians are to be trusted. Not in this area. Not in this era where we living in fascism and the nigga who's the president is controlling the government because he put people in place to make sure that he could get certain laws passed so that you could stay stuck at the bottom. The thing is about America is they always are going to need a laboring class as long as capitalism exists. So with that being said, they're always going to need to have a body of people to hate, right? And if they're getting rid of Mexicans, sending them back to Mexico, deporting them, doing all this shit to Spanish people, then what the fuck you think they want to do to you, nigga? How the fuck you think they feel about you? Switch topics, cause we don't want to get too deep into politics. I do want to say this. This is also something I was thinking about pretty recently. I was having a conversation with my friend about, but a lot of people, I've seen over the last 5 years that people have the conversation about rap being dead and how hip hop is in a stale place. And quite frankly, I believe that hip hop is probably the most alive it's ever been since the beef. The thing is that the beef did technically destroy hip hop in a way. Now, obviously, hip hop will never go away. It's 50 years old and it's going to continue to age with us as we go along, right? The thing is that I talked about in about 2 videos ago about the old guard not being able to let go of the torch and pass it to somebody younger who knows what to do with it. That's part of the issue. Another part of the issue is that a large majority of the young people that are supposed to be in the rap game and succeeding are dead. And with that being said, I'm just gonna name a few of the people that like are were at least I had a heavy influence on me. And so the first thing person that comes to mind is like if we want to go super duper mainstream, and we're talking about like Juice World, Pop Smoke, XXX Tentacion, Lil Peep. If we want to go a little street, then we could talk about Lil Snoop, Speaker Knockers. Think about the entirety of the Chicago drill scene. LA Capone, Young Pappy, Rondo Number Nine, Take Capone, all them niggas, right? King Von, fucking Dirk. Let's think about some people in other places. Doe B, if y'all remember when he was signed to Ti. I really liked Dope B. I really thought he was gonna be something. Mo 3, Young Dolph, right? Now the question is, how can we in the future try to like protect the people who are supposed to be paving the way for the youth? And I think the simple answer is to influence rappers to like stop pushing the street shit as like something that is real and authentic, when in reality for most people it's just an aesthetic. You know, a lot of these niggas ain't street niggas, and we do have to be okay with that. We have to see this killing and murder shit as a caricature, right? Because for a lot of niggas that's really just what it is, right? Because if you think about it, like murder and killing, drill music is a very low level. It's like a low level realm in hip hop. Like anybody can kind of make drill music. Man, nigga, I can make y'all some drill bars right now. Like what? Mm, mm, nigga, yeah. And I'm posting on that block with that motherfucking Glock, and I got that heroin in my motherfucking sock. Like that, you know, it poses another question. It's like, what, like, street rap really wasn't never supposed to be a part of hip hop. Like hip hop was actually based off intellectualism, and street niggas were allowed to uh come into hip hop because it was seen as a more viable way to get money, right? If you think about NWA's introduction into hip hop, it's supposed to be the commodification of gangster rap. How many people want to rap like NWA after NWA comes out? The South, right? What nigga didn't want to rap like 3 6 Mafia at the time when they were high? You know what I'm saying? And 3 6 Mafia popularized the triplet flow. And then we have Migos pop out in Atlanta and give it even more popularity, right? So what I'm trying to say is, bro, first of all, rap isn't dead, right? The beef did a lot of damage to hip hop because it made two sides that exist within hip hop ever so clear, right? You never thought that there would be a Democratic and Republican Party that exists within hip hop, but it really is. I'm in love with street music. Like street hip hop is some of the best hip hop. Think of Jay-Z, think of uh even though Nas is like kicking knowledge, he's still like a gangster nigga at heart. But think Jay-Z, think Wayne. The beef it did damage to hip hop, but it didn't kill hip hop. And I actually feel like the damage came from like the amount of beefs that came after it, and how everybody felt uh like okay, let's commodify beef, right? And record labels are feeling this too. If the artist feels it, the record label feels it three times as hard. Um, so the commodification of rap battles definitely began after the battle between Drake and Kendrick, and you can kind of see that with like the whole shit with Joey Badass versus the West Coast. Niggas were trying to rap as sport for sport, but it's not entertaining because they don't really have any real problems. And with that being said, that's where the commodification comes in, because these niggas are just doing it to get a bag. It's not really about the competition. At least it wasn't in my eyes, because if we being 100% honest, like bro, like what competition is there between Raybon, Daylight, and Joey Badass? We know that Joey Badass is uh the best artist out of that group. So with that being said, bro, it's just like it was like a pointless ass beef that happened. Um and I feel like a lot of niggas are feeling way more ballsy when it comes to throwing disses. Just like even Thug, like that track that he released before he did that interview with Bank, was low key a diss to Gunna. And there's another diss on UI Scuddy about Gunna as well. So I think ultimately, like, it's just it's so many things that have happened within hip hop. Um, there does need to be a new star. I think that's one thing that I can agree with. Like niggas like FD Signifier, Eric, the Young God, Chauncey, all I've kind of been. Even the company man has said this as well. It's like expressing the sentiment that a new young nigga is what's needed in hip hop, and I definitely agree. But I do think that as people that are creating the media, as a person that's creating the media, like it's our job to push um those artists onto people and give them the platform that they deserve, right? And that's why like I was so enthralled with the music review for Lilo. I wanted that to be my first video because I want to put niggas on, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to help people out and make sure that good music gets heard, because at the end of the day, that's what, I mean, for me, keeps the world spinning. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. So my nigga, Jujutsu Kaisen is about to come out with season 3. So in January 2026, Jujutsu Kaisen is releasing season 3, the Culling Game Part 1. And I just wanted to kind of recap some of the things that I enjoy about Jujutsu Kaisen um before season 3 comes out, and what I like, how I feel about where we're at in the show right now. I think the main thing that makes Jujutsu Kaisen great is I think it has a great cast of characters for one. I think that everybody pulls their role, like plays their role very well, and I think that a lot of like everybody's for the most part important to the story. My favorite part of the last 2 seasons was probably when Fushiguro's dad pulls up on him to fight him, or really they show us the background between Fushiguro's dad and I'm forgetting names, Gojo, when he's fighting Gojo, and he's the reason why Gojo became a better fighter because of Fushiguro's dad. But anyway, season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, fucking amazing. The way that it ended, fucking amazing. Ending them all, like making them all fugitives, I feel like was such a chef's kiss. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen next. I really like Sukuna. I think Sukuna adds a lot of flair and comic relief to the story, contrary to popular belief, because he is supposed to be a dark, evil ass nigga. But to me, sometimes he's just funny as shit, and maybe that's the dark humor that exists within me. Who knows? But besides that, Gojo is a character that I really like. Um, Now, one thing that I did find about Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit confusing is the power system and how that works. Like really actually go sit through them trying to explain the power system to you in the dub version. And it really doesn't make that much fucking sense. But on the bright side, like it's a great show. And for the most part I can keep up with everything that's going on. So it's not like it really matters too much. It's not very super consequential to the show. I think that it would just obviously perfect the writing and make it a S tier. It's already S tier for me though. I just really want to see what's gonna happen in season 3. The trailer was looking amazing. The fighting scenes, all the little teasers that they slipped within there, it was great. So once again, can't wait for season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen in January 2026. And right after that will be Invincible season. Invincible season 4 is slated for release in 2026. Now, I remember last year they were talking about trying to release a season every year, which means that if it's slated for 2026, that means that it's gonna come out February. 2026, just like the last season did. There's no delays. But Invincible, as far as shit goes, like they're gonna really have to pick up the ball because they were doing a lot of bullshit in their last season, and they obviously saved the budget for the last couple episodes, especially with the fight scene with Conquest. Um, and I also feel like the ending with Conquest is just fucking retarded because it's like, my nigga, y'all put him in a big ass boulder when this nigga is capable of planetary destruction. Like he basically just fucked up the world the way Omni Man did while he was beating the shit out of Mark. And so putting him in a center block, a human sized center block, doesn't really reign as the smartest idea to me, especially considering like the feats that I just said. And he's like supposed to be one of the strongest Viltrumites. This is fucking stupid, but I'm gonna attribute that to the writing because that happens in the comic book too. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, but besides Invincible and Jujutsu Kaisen, what was I gonna say? I actually want to talk about some of my gripes with anime in hopes that like future animators that arise out of the U.S. try to maybe incorporate some of the things that I'm saying less, so that we can create a better anime culture, in general. But the first thing that I highly dislike in anime is nigga fan service. The fan service in some of these shows, nigga, be so ridiculous, nigga. One show that I was watching recently that has like ridiculous amounts of fan service, nigga, is Fire Force. It got so much fan service in that bitch. It's damn near hard as fuck to make it through the first season. Like, I've watched the first season of Fire Force, and I was trying to watch the new season that came out. Yeah, okay, wait. I watched the first, and I'm pretty sure I watched the first and second season. Because here it says Fire Force season 3 is a two-parter, and it premiered on April 4th, right? Which was the new season, and the second part comes out in January 2026 as well. So, I haven't watched season 3 of Fire Force. I've only watched season 1 and 2, and season 1 is like hella fucking slow and hard to get through. Um, and the fan service just packs on that and makes it a lot fucking worse. That's another thing that I don't enjoy with anime. It's fight scenes that like last longer than like they are supposed to. Like niggas should not be fighting for days. Or like anybody knows if you watch anime, a common anime trope is like a nigga doing a countdown. Like, oh, you only have 10 seconds to defuse this bomb, and nigga has to get over there and defuse the bomb within the 10 seconds, and they're doing the countdown, but nigga, 10 seconds has already passed. That's why I fuck with Attack on Titan so hard, because nigga, it's not a trophy. Them niggas barely laugh throughout the show. It's so fucking dark and decrepit in that bitch. Like, nigga, it's Attack on Titan is dead as everything I want in the anime, nigga. Like, fuck the fan service, fuck horrible pacing, fuck the weak ass dialogue where niggas be counting down times and shit like that. What's another thing? What's another thing that I don't like about anime? Like sometimes I genuinely don't like the dubs. Like the difference between the dubs and so like Inuyasha, right? Inuyasha has a horrible fucking dub. I will never watch Inuyasha if it's not subbed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all I got for you guys today. Shit, this is a pretty chill video. I hope you guys enjoy your day. I'm out.